Well, the Redskin-Cowboy rivalry is intense because the Cowboys had this division to themselves. They had a cakewalk every year. They won it every year, 8 consecutive years. So we come in and we destroy their power. We knocked them off. And anytime any club comes in and upsets your equilibrium, then there's going to be a rivalry.
It is showdown time at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, for the meeting between the Cowboys and the Redskins. The loser is out. The winner is in the playoffs. Not a ticket available anywhere in this area. Billy Kilmer, on the right side of your picture, having a great year. Pulls the trigger for the Redskin offense. Charlie Taylor, his prime target, number 2 receiver in the NFC, can set an all-time receiving record today. If he catches 3, he'll break Don Maynard's record. For the Cowboys, Drew Pearson is the man that Roger Staubach goes to in clutch situations, and Roger's having a great year, too. Kilmer and Staubach, number 2, and number 3, quarterbacks in the NFC. Good afternoon from Texas Stadium. I'm Pat Summerall. This is Tom Brookshire. There is so much excitement here today, I feel like I'm about ready to play.
Well, I think you and I got taped up, Pat, just to make sure. I do think we ought to mention that even though Charlie Taylor is the great receiver, a young Frank Grant has been their big one. He's the 21-yard average per catch receiver, and I think the Cowboys will double him rather than Charlie Taylor.
That's what they've been doing. There is one key injury, I think, Tommy, perhaps we should mention. That is the fact that Pat Fisher, the fine veteran cornerback of the Redskins, is not dressed, will not play. His place will be taken on the corner by Bryant Salter, and that could make a difference.
And, of course, Mel Renfro won't be at the corner for the Cowboys. At least we didn't think he ran very well. And I also look for the Grasshoppers to perhaps win a game like this. The special teams guy, either a Golden Richards or maybe a Larry Jones.
I think you could be right. It ought to be a great one. We'll be ready for the kickoff in today's game in just a moment. That's about the only place that's empty in Texas Stadium, that big hole in the roof. Not a ticket available. Redskins 8-4. The Dallas Cowboys 8-4 as the captains meet in the middle of the field. The indication now that Dallas has won the toss. They will receive. The officials today, the referee is Chuck Eberling. The umpire is Frank Sinkovitz. Head linesman Al Sabato. Line judge is Bruce Alford. The back judge Charles Reed. And the field judge is Bill Stanley.
Staubach, and he's having quite a year. That's actually against Washington, but he's got 15 TDs overall and 15 INTs, even from the shotgun.
Fugit on the crackback block. Took the shot at Brad Dusek. Great running by Preston Pearson. Shotgun time for Rogers. Outside, Pearson overthrown. 4th down, Dallas.
I got furnace to you? I don't know.
He does have red cheeks. I guess that's what he meant. Kilmer. Intended for Jerry Smith. Got it. 1st down. Good catch by Smith. Knocked down by Cliff Harris.
Of course, Sonny Jurgensen was such an excellent passer in the early days. And here recently, George Allen, went to the Redskins in the last few years and just become a great challenge for both teams.
Boy, it sure has. There's the offensive line of the Redskins on the yard line. Outside slinks Moses Denson starting at fullback, and he's got good yardage. Almost enough for a 1st down. Perhaps it is before he's stopped by Leroy Jordan.
I will watch him just go to the outside. It starts out, take him anywhere you can get him. Hermelin just straightens him up, and now Moses, who's perhaps healthy for the first time since the game against the Giants, gets good yardage on the outside.
Just across midfield, the Dallas defensive front 4. Ed Jones, Jethro Pugh, Larry Cole, and Harvey Martin. The linebackers with 444 NFL games under their belt. Is that staggering?
That's a lifetime.
Rush and a help on the coverage. 3rd down for Kilmer. Fire sideline, catch by Grant. Got it. That's good.
Player Washington actually speared him, made a good defensive play so that had he not been drilled, Frank Grant would have come back down inside the lines with both feet. That's what the official had to do.
Kilmer to Thomas. Thomas tripped up at the line by Jethro Pugh. Cole made sure. Ball at 2nd and 9. Kilmer pitches back to Thomas. And Thomas, with that quick-footed speed of his, gets around the corner before he's stopped by Waters. The Dallas 30. No scores yet. With 11:19 left first period. Kilmer goes back with a lot of time. Flag is down. A flag is down. The ball is knocked down. Ball comes outside the 40 now, just outside the 40. Referee Chuck Eberling indicating that holding penalty on third down. Kilmer's back. This time protection is good. He's headed deep for Grant. Overthrown as Cliff Harris came over to help out. He's got to snap it back to him. That's going to take off. Got the first down. Mike Bass got his head, but Roger got the first down.
Tom Landry says, darn it, we can't win a football game if Staubach is our leading rusher. And he was against the Cardinals. Now watch this. It's all covered. McDowell tries to move in, but Roger is still a darn good athlete. He's one of the best defensive backs to play Ohio prep football. He could
now for the Cowboys, 3rd and 5. Shotgun formation again. Young is one of the running backs. The better pass, bad snap. Staubach got to bounce. Off and running is Rogers. No, not this time. That time the clinch was put on by Brig Owens, who's Gregory now, the Dallas defensive tackle in place of Larry Cole. And Kilmer fires down the middle. The ricochet falls into the hands of Benny Barnes, and he can't hang on. Wide to the left, Grant is wide to the right. Kilmer back. The rush almost got him, but Thomas is wide open deep in Dallas territory. Inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Stop.
Thomas had come from a double wing-back position. He'll come from the left side of your screen now, and you'll see him circle all the way across. The hope was man-to-man coverage, and right now, Thomas doesn't have a man. Now he does.
5 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first period now. Kilmer takes to Thomas. Sets up the screen to Moses Benson out to the right side. Charlie Waters right there.
Ooh.
Banged by Leroy Jordan. 3rd and 6. Ball now out to Dallas 34. Kilmer on a semi spread out his rush and taken down hard by Harvey Martin. Randy White and Harvey Martin, 2 young, good football players, put on the rush.
Harvey Martin from East Texas State, about 255. Watch this. Too tall there, and Martin came right over Hermele and came down on Billy's head.
Good protection this time. Drew Pearson sees it bounce off his hands, almost picked off by Harold McClinton. Larry Brown now is the other running back. So Brown, the fullback. Ralph Nelson, who just came in the game, straight ahead again 2 times. Might work. Now it's an odd defensive setup for Dallas and Kilmer. Changes plan. Outside, he drops to Larry Brown, and he's got the first down. Larry was not able to work out all week because the Redskins were preparing for this game, practicing on their artificial. Out on the field now, it's 1st and 10. Ball at the Dallas 40, and straight ahead comes Larry Brown. Brown for about an 8-yard pickup, stopped by D.D. Lewis. No score, 2nd and 3, Washington. Larry Brown again, burrowing underneath, not quite a first down, but close. Taylor is the flanker. 3rd and 1. Tate looking for Taylor. He got Jerry Smith, he couldn't quite hang on. Mark Mosley, who ought to have a lot of confidence going for him right now.
He's 14 of 22, but he has the strong leg, and it gets up in a hurry.
Got it. 48 yards out for Mark Mosley with about 20 yards to spare, it looks like. I have no doubts. I played against him and with him.
He was a tough player. You said he
Sure
used to
was.
hit people, right?
In practice, even. That's the story of that Washington drive. 48-yard field goal by Mark Mosley.
Yeah, but don't ring a bell. I don't want Norton to hit me by mistake.
We'll watch it next Saturday on CBS. Staubach throws high, picked off by Mike Bass, intended for Richards. Bass has people in front. Bass still going down to the 20, down to the 18, 15. Inside the 15 is Mike Bass.
The amazing part about Mike Bass is that he could have been out for most of this year. Against the Giants, he hurt his neck. Here's the play. Good pass blocking on this. This ball is simply flat overthrown. You can see that Golden has no chance. Now watch the run back by Bass, and watch Blaine Nye, number 61, almost go through the air and hit two of his own players. Bass, I'll tell you, is some kind of a competitor, though.
In any case, it's first down. Washington. Kilmer going to work in a hurry. Looks across field, fires. Grant. Touchdown.
Oh, man, you're not going to see a better catch than that one. And he was cut. How many receivers Billy looks at? First, he looks out to the right. Here he's got the blocking set up. There's Brown trying to help him. Now he looks to the left. Nobody there. Good pass blocking. And now he throws it into a crowd, and Frank Grant gets his 8th touchdown pass. And that might be the biggest one that young man's ever caught. Is the name of the game. Kilmer to the right, Kilmer to the left, and now down the middle because he's in trouble. Watch what Grant does with it. He puts it away and gets the body in.
That resembles very much the catch that Terry Metcalf made last week against Dallas on the first touchdown. This is probably the last play of the first quarter. Newhouse and Pearson are running backs. Pearson goes in motion. It'll be Newhouse. And Robert comes close to first down yardage. Half of the National Football League. First period is over. The Redskins struck quickly. Right at the end of period number 1, they lead Dallas 10-0.
There's that double wing formation now by Staubach.
2nd and 1 situation. What a crackback block on Brad Dusek, and Newhouse rolls for first down yardage. Dusek took a crackback block, the likes of which I haven't seen in a long time.
All right, watch the right part of your screen now. This is just a toss play out of the double wing. There it was Fugit, the big tight end, and he buried him. And Layfield Wright is slow getting up. Number 70 just went by trying to make that block as Newhouse really gets some gang tackling on.
2nd and 8, a 2-yard pickup for Dennison. Draw back straight back. This time he's got it. Golden Richards, he's loose. Couldn't get down. Gonna score.
Shows up right away. The ball is thrown, and watch Golden Richards take the punch from behind, and Bass doesn't cover himself at all. He really leaves himself in real trouble. And now it's a foot race that the young man from Hawaii is going to win.
He's the fastest man on the Cowboy team. Down pass from Roger Staubach. Here it is.
And Patty didn't catch a single pass in the loss to St. Louis last week. Caught this one. Ball game again.
Yeah.
Back to a ball game again.
Yes, sir.
Hello, America.
Check out the running backs. It's Larry Brown and Nelson. Outside to Charlie Taylor. Can't hold on. See your picture at the moment. Deep for Taylor. Underthrown. Washington again. The single coverage. Randy White in the game on Dallas defense. Now dropping back as a linebacker. Kilmer fires outside. Grant almost caught it, but dropped it. It's incomplete. Good bump. Golden Richards lost part of his uniform.
He's caught a touchdown pass already, you know.
He is checked to the sidelines, and Percy Howard is in, whatever that means. Staubach brings the ball back to Pearson, who's got nowhere to go, still struggling, but that's going to cost. Pickup by Larry Brown in. Kilmer brings back Nelson. Ooh, the wave of Dallas defense got him there.
Now watch the move by these two giants. Stark just can't handle too tall. He just threw him aside, and Jethro's already under it. Jethro always had a great under lunge from
Larry Brown, the lone setback. Taylor got it in front of Mark Washington. You can shut him off only just so long. And what a fine receiver he's been over the years. First down, Washington. Kilmer goes back again outside. Frank Grant. Yes, sir. About a 5-yard pickup. Benny Barnes right with him.
Last couple of plays look like Sonny Jurgensen calling.
2nd and 5. Straight ahead is Brown, but he got nothing.
Smith to this side. It's a double wing formation now. You can look right down on it.
Larry Brown, the lone setback. Kilmer being rushed and being taken. The ball's loose. That was a fumble. Kilmer's arm never started forward, but Washington got it back.
Harvey Martin, the bandito, coming around with Randy White, and it's White that strips it. And Kilmer has no chance. He's looking at it. Boy, look at Jethro Pugh and those guys reacting. Sweeney's got it.
He is for Dallas back at the 10. Bad snap. Golden is going to let it bounce and out of bounds about the 2 or 3 yard line. That's for 57 yards and a touchdown to Golden Richards. He got him on a quick count this time. Newhouse. Newhouse has first down yardage. The Washington defense was not set.
Block for him coming out, too. Here it is. You see Nye pulling through. Newhouse goes right outside immediately. Pearson gets away with a little tackling on Chris Hamburger. And Brig Owens might have gotten a face mask, and who cares? It's a good football play.
The gloves and fought. 2-yard pickup on that carry by Newhouse. 3rd and 8. Pearson in motion, the shotgun time. Outside and badly overthrown by Rogers. Staubach had the ball take off on him again. He's about 60 yards away. Doesn't look like it, does it? Hoops. Hung a high one. Chased Larry Jones all the way back. Ball is still loose. Dallas after it. Dallas got it. Recovery by Randy Hughes.
It was a tremendous boot. Larry Jones never had possession. And now watch the rookie from Oklahoma recover the fumble away. He was probably taught in college.
Recovery. Pearson goes in motion. Staubach gets back to Newhouse, and Newhouse has got some room. Newhouse down to the 5. Nye and Neely out in front.
Aston Pearson, number 26, to the left of your screen, makes the block on the corner. And now Neely downfield gets a good block on Hamburger. And Newhouse, he doesn't change direction much, but I'll tell you something, he runs in a straight line. Take a look at the size of the wheels on this young man from Houston. He's strong. Very direct person.
I would expect Young comes into the game at one of the running back spots, and he is a better pass receiver, I think, than Newhouse. Staubach is not going to the shotgun, at least not so far. And a throw. Quarterback draw. Dallas touchdown. He's hit by Harold McClinton, but Staubach got in. He might be hurt.
Yeah, he is. He challenged McKeever once and got his shoulder broken up. Look at this move. And now straight up. Boy, he is still a quick athlete, I'll tell you that. And McClinton makes him pay. There is no breath. And you think the nervous system has flat deserted you. Right here, he rolls over. You can't get anything in those lungs.
Tell you something else, Tommy, too, and you really don't realize this unless you've played, and that is you have to get used to being hit. And 1:56 left before halftime at Texas Stadium, and the game is taking on all the appearances of what we expected it to be.
Yeah, they always vacillate so much. In these games, one team takes one quarter and runs off and looks like they're going to hide, then the other team swings back. We've seen halves go that way, and now the second period.
Kilmer. Taylor. Incomplete. Knocked loose that time. Kilmer gives to Larry Brown. He is wrapped up by Randy White. 1 second. And we're at halftime. Dallas Cowboys at the half lead the Washington.
All right, now these are the halftime stats. So since then, it was 9 for 17, so he's 10 for 18, as I just said. Roger, 2 for 11. The only real yardage was the 6-yard bomb to...
On 2nd and 4. Kilmer fakes to Thomas, outside Taylor. Caught. Number 2, and that ties the record. held by Don Maynard. Look at Charlie Taylor again.
Watch the
Territory, 2nd and 7. 13:30 left, third period. Dallas 14, Washington 10. Thomas, nothing doing there. Right now, he faces a pretty good challenge on 3rd and 7. Blitz is on from Waters. He doesn't go down. Too tall. Nobody around. Flags go down. He's close to where Kilmer threw the ball. Watch the safety blitz.
And it makes no difference. The left of your screen, watch Waters coming in. Billy gets away from this, uses the old hand-on floor trick. Now the ball is thrown, and whether a receiver was around or not is not really the...
Kilmer. In the direction of Frank Grant. Right back with him is Mark Washington. No interception, out of bounds. But good coverage.
Threw a 96-yarder, so you know he'll throw it deep in his own territory. Washington has a great position for a cornerback, making the guy run right up your back. Now he leaps. Looks like he might even have possession for a minute, but he's OB. Grant makes sure he's OB.
The tackle. Larry Brown is hit by Harvey Martin way behind the line of scrimmage. Still gets out of it. Finally, Cliff Harris. Kilmer goes back to pass. This time the protection is adequate. Frank Grant got it coming across the field. First down. Kilmer put it right in there. This time it's Brown straight ahead. Cliff Harris has to come up and help on the tackle again. Harris from his safety spot. Bill Gregory in a defensive tackle now, helped on the tackle.
Boy,
but another, excuse me, Tommy.
And Pat, you know what I noticed now that
throw on 3rd and 4. The lone setback is Brown. They caught right. Brown coming out of the backfield. Larry Brown is claiming he's held. And Fugit comes in motion. Sets up the screen, and it's set to Newhouse. Newhouse cuts back inside. Newhouse, first down in Washington territory. Down. Linebackers are the same. Cole and Richards in motion. Draw play, and Newhouse did get the workout. Newhouse breaks a couple of tackles, gets close to a first down. Fine run. Stop bus team, Dr. Knight. 3rd and 1, and Preston Pearson gets the call, and he's got the first down and more. Down to the 30-yard line come the Cowboys. 2nd and 9, the situation now. The ball at the 29. Rogers going to pass and does to Fugit. And Fugit is almost decapitated by Ken Houston.
In Arizona State, I think Cush is one of the great young coaches in either pro ball or the collegiate ranks.
His record speaks for itself right now. For the record, it's 3rd and 3. Dallas. Staubach looking. Fires outside. He's got Pearson. Brian Salter there to make the stop, but Pearson got the first down.
He is the money player, the clutch receiver. Good. They pick up the stunning action by the Redskins, and right now the Cowboys are whipping the Redskins on the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8. Young is straight ahead. Young down inside the 5 to the 3. The 4. They lead 14-10.
The last quarter for somebody.
The winner goes to the playoffs. The loser just plays out the rest of the season. Newhouse and Pearson are the running backs. Staubach is the quarterback. Straight ahead is Pearson. Struggling and fighting. I don't think he got it. Stopped by Harold McClinton and Ken Houston, who held him upright. Pearson got 1.5, perhaps, and Landry, it looks like, will accept the field goal here.
30-yard line from in this close. The little Austrian swings it pretty easy.
This will be 25 yards away. Waters to hold. Ought to be good. Is 17-10 Dallas. So the Cowboys, in a very impressive looking drive, almost go the length of the field to give themselves now a 7-point margin early in the 4th period. and ball. 1st and 10. Kilmer, the blitz is on. D.D. Lewis from behind swarmed all over Kilmer. And Kilmer might be hurt.
Boy, he really got hit by number 50. Here it is. The rollout, he swings the backs out of the backfield. You can see him sifting through, and it was the wrong play to do it on. D.D. Lewis from the offside.
Kilmer never saw him. He's up.
And now Randy Johnson will come off the bench, and there goes a great competitor. And I don't know what he feels more badly about, Pat having to leave the game or if he's in real pain. With him, it's hard to tell, boy.
Arms in football.
31 for 51 for 467 yards, 4 TDs, and 4 INTs.
The Redskin 25. Johnson in a passing situation right away, and does. That might have been a lateral. That might be a lateral. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But you can't advance it for a touchdown.
You cannot advance it.
You can get possession of the football.
That's going to be Dallas ball. Yes, sir. Roger Staubach now. Dallas first down on the Redskin 19. Pearson moves twice. Newhouse with that weak side play that's worked all afternoon. Makes it work again. Fumble. Redskins got it back.
Talbot and Johnson are stacked up. Pass is handled, and Hamburger from behind somehow forces the ball out. Number 55 caused it.
Brundage made the recovery. There's Kilmer again with an ice pack being strapped to that bad shoulder.
The 13th week found Washington and Dallas tied with identical 8-4 records. The moment of confrontation was at hand. To the winner would go a wild card berth. Under any conditions, the Redskin-Cowboy rivalry is bitter. But given the situation of the 13th week, the playing field was transformed into a battlefield. In the first quarter, the Redskin defenders played with vehemence and forced a turnover that led to a 10-0 Redskin lead. In the second quarter, however, errors turned the tide against the Redskins. First came a missed tackle that resulted in a 57-yard touchdown. And then came a fumbled punt return which put Dallas in go position at the Redskins' 16-yard line. Roger Staubach was quick to put his team ahead, but Redskin linebacker Harold McClinton made him pay dearly for the points. The casualty toll rose as the game raged on, and the Redskins, too, felt the sting of combat. Then in the fourth quarter, trailing by just 17-10, Billy Kilmer fell victim to a blitz and was lost for the game. With Billy forced out of action, the momentum swung irreversibly to the Cowboys. Once on the sidelines, number 17, bandaged and battered, watched silently as his team went down in defeat. For the first time in George Allen's 5 years in the nation's capital, his Redskins had failed in their bid for the playoffs.
For George Allen's Redskins last Saturday in Dallas, it was a game of winner take all, and Allen's defense took the initiative with a first quarter interception that set up the game's first touchdown. Billy Kilmer faked to his right, then came back to Washington's new hero, wide receiver Frank Grant. Grant's catch had the Redskins on top 10-0 after one period, but on the next series, Roger Staubach found Golden Richards,
and the complexion of the game began to change. The fastest of the Cowboys, Golden Richards, brought Dallas within 3. And then, following an uncharacteristic Redskin turnover, Roger Staubach turned a 3rd and goal call into one of the game's most significant plays. Staubach's touchdown put Dallas ahead for the first time, but Harold McClinton's goal line blast made Staubach grateful that it was almost time for the between-the-halves rest period. As Roger said after the game, quote, "McClinton got my ribs pretty good. I felt like I'd been shot." In the second half, it was Billy Kilmer's turn to suffer. The most damaging blow was dealt by a blindside blitz from right linebacker D.D. Lewis, number 50. It took a few seconds for everyone to realize just how damaging this play was, but a close look at Billy Kilmer told you all you had to know about the Washington Redskins season. Unlike Billy Kilmer, who was scheduled for surgery on his right shoulder as well as his left foot, Roger Staubach returned to successfully lead his team in the second half. Staubach concluded a classic fourth-quarter drive with a touchdown pass to Preston Pearson. Just after Staubach had put the Redskins further in the hole, Billy Kilmer's replacement, Randy Johnson, served up the finisher. Number 41, Charlie Waters, made it 31-10. And the once unemotional Cowboys celebrate a return to the playoffs, which very few had thought possible, including most of the Cowboys themselves.
The 13th week found Washington and Dallas tied with identical 8-4 records. The moment of confrontation was at hand. To the winner would go a wild card berth. Under any conditions, the Redskin-Cowboy rivalry is bitter. But given the situation of the 13th week, the playing field was transformed into a battlefield. In the first quarter, the Redskin defenders played with vehemence and forced a turnover that led to a 10-0 Redskin lead. In the second quarter, however, errors turned the tide against the Redskins. First came a missed tackle that resulted in a 57-yard touchdown. And then came a fumbled punt return which put Dallas in go position at the Redskins' 16-yard line. Roger Staubach was quick to put his team ahead, but Redskin linebacker Harold McClinton made him pay dearly for the points. The casualty toll rose as the game raged on, and the Redskins, too, felt the sting of combat. Then in the fourth quarter, trailing by just 17-10, Billy Kilmer fell victim to a blitz and was lost for the game. With Billy forced out of action, the momentum swung irreversibly to the Cowboys. Once on the sidelines, number 17, bandaged and battered, watched silently as his team went down in defeat. For the first time in George Allen's 5 years in the nation's capital, his Redskins had failed in their bid for the playoffs. A flat start put Dallas in a 10-0 hole until Golden Richards dug them out with a 57-yard catch and carry. The Cowboys gained a 14-10 lead when Staubach, on a well-conceived quarterback draw, traded a brutal shot to his aching ribs for a touchdown. Last season, when Staubach was forced out of the game, the Redskins fell victim to Clint Longley's miracle on Thanksgiving. 1 year later, it was the doomsday defense and Cliff Harris's helmet that drove a stake into their offense. The 31-10 rout of Washington was capped by a final irony. Safety Charlie Waters, so often battered in Redskin victories, scored the climactic touchdown that left George Allen out of the playoff cold for the first time in 5 years. "1975 was a year the Dallas Cowboys came full circle. After years of being champions, they were Cinderellas. To reach the Super Bowl, they had to win 2 away games. But history was on their side, for the Cowboys had not lost in the first round of the playoffs since 1969.